What is up, YouTube Nation? As you can tell by today's video title, we're gonna be talking about something that's like kind of very important to me, just because this is like a big kind of thing that I've learned, and especially over the last, I would say, the last like 4 years is like one of the biggest things that I've kind of taken a lot from and kind of used to help grow. Uh, I would say like as a person and stuff. And today we're gonna be talking about how to not let negativity kill your dreams. So, and I feel like this is common with a lot of people, especially if you dream big and it's not something that's like common. Like, I would say for most people who want to do something that's outside of the whole, oh, I want to go to college or go to trade school, get my education and get a job type thing. I feel like a lot of people who want to do something that's outside of that uh, will definitely experience like a lot of negativity and maybe even hate depending on what you're wanting to do. And I'm one of those people, as you guys know, I'm currently in college. So, yes, I'm doing that. But I'm also trying to make it big as a gym influencer, becoming as big and strong as I can naturally, like a lot of stuff like that. And I've had a lot of times where I've had negativity. Oh my gosh, I can't speak. Negativity like affect me to the point where I almost didn't do what I do. And a couple big examples. I've got two that I have in mind. Um, and this is not to be some sort of like, oh, I'm some wise leader, because this is just examples of why I've learned not to let negativity hold you back. And my first one is from my junior year of high school. I tore my shoulder labrum and this shoulder like clean in half during football season. It was during summer like workout, so preseason, and I spent pretty much the whole season with my shoulder dislocating. And it was one of those things, like, I love football and I didn't want to quit, but eventually I got like uh MRI and stuff done, and they were like, if you keep doing this, like, you're going to rub away the cartilage from the joint and you can't get like a cartilage transplant, so it would negatively affect me for like the rest of my life. And so I decided, with 3 games left in the season, I was like, okay, I'm gonna get surgery on it. And I got surgery on it, and like I was in a sling for about 2 months. I was in a sling. I had to sleep in a recliner for like 3 months, and I pretty much could not do any sort of like physical activity for about like 3 months. And some people would be like, well, 3 months isn't that long. 3 months when you're someone who's constantly used to working out, training, and sports is really difficult. Like, I in high school I played football and soccer. That's fall and spring. The only time I wasn't doing anything athletic was November, and even then I was still working on like prepping for like next soccer season and stuff like that. So that was kind of like a very dark time for me, and I had a lot of times where people would be like, "Well, you're not going to be able to come back for your senior year, senior football season. You're not going to be able to. You're not going to be 100%." I had people telling me like for soccer season, there because like right after football season, soccer season, you get like a 1.5 month break, and there were a lot of people being like, "Bro, you just got surgery. You're not gonna be able to do anything." And I remember that like demotivated me so much, and it got to a point where like I would go to school and then come home and I couldn't do anything. So, and I got to the point where I didn't even want to play video games or anything. I didn't want to hang out with my friends. I would literally just like lay in my recliner that I had to sleep in. I would just sit there and just honestly just sit there and be depressed. And it tore me apart so much. But it got to a point where I realized, like, after about 2 weeks, I was like, I can't live like this anymore. So I started doing physical therapy, grinding that out, and then steadily, as I was able to do more and more stuff, I would do that. So once I got to where I could run, I'd start running. Once I got to where I could bench with just maybe 20-pound dumbbells, I did that. Eventually, I was able to fully come back from my junior season for soccer. Made a full recovery for football season my senior year and soccer season. And that's one of those things, bro. Like, I had so many people tell me like, "Oh, you're not gonna be able to come back, bro. You're not gonna you're gonna have to sit out this soccer season. You're not gonna be able to start senior football season." And I remember like it pissed me off so much too. And it was one of those things, like, it was definitely a learning curve I'm glad that I went through. Um, because I feel like if I didn't get over that hill then, God knows where I would be now. What if I quit like sports my senior year? What if I just completely let everything go? I wouldn't be where I am today. And that kind of leads into my kind of like second, uh, my second example is, as y'all know, I do social media now, of course, because if you're watching this video, but I've been wanting to do social media for a very long time. Uh, I was always one of those kids whenever I was like 12 years old. I was like, I want to be a YouTuber one day. And I remember right after senior football season, so pretty much in like November of 2022, I was like, man, I want to start a gym YouTube. And I remember, now I'm not saying that people were bullying because I'm not. Some people are way too sensitive, bro. I'm not saying that. Um, but a lot of people just kind of made comments like, they're like, "Oh, Matthew wants to be a YouTuber," and I know that most of the time they're joking, but have y'all ever like had like a joke in your friend group that's really funny, but people say it over and over again and it gets really not funny? That was kind of the way this was, because I would have so many people, like I went to like a 2A private school, so everyone kind of knew each other. So every single day, bro, I would mention it and I'd just hear the same thing, and it got to a point where it just wasn't funny and it really demotivated me. I need to turn my Xbox off. But it really demotivated me to the point where I ended up not starting a social media until December of 2024. So not even a year ago. That was what, like 10, yeah, like 10 months ago. And granted, I'm glad I started whenever I did, but I could have started like a whole like 2 years before that. And who knows where I would be now. But I've also learned from that, like, yes, I'm glad I started now, but look at the opportunities and stuff I've missed since I put that off, and I let people's comments and stuff get to me too much where it made me put it off. And like I said, like, dude, if I didn't start 10 months ago, I probably would have never started. And if I did, I'd be set back even more because I would have started later. And this is just kind of me talking to y'all, like, if any of y'all ever do like want to do something that's, let's just say, not normal, so not like basic. And I know you could be like, well, Matthew, you're in college too. Yeah, I'm going to college because I want to become a physical therapist. Like, it's not like I'm being forced to, or that it's like, oh, I guess I will. No, I'm doing that because I want to. But if you ever want to do something like for your future, and okay, let's just say it, like, as long as it's not something stupid, but like, dude, you want to do social media, you want to find a niche that you do, you want to start your own company, do it. I mean, there's always going to be people who are going to be like, oh, you can't do that, you can't do that, you can't. And like, for example, I deal with so many people and like comments on my videos. I've talked about this a lot, but I'm just going to make this a little segment because I just had a comment like this today. Like, you'll have people, you'll post like a PR or like a video of you lifting, and then you see someone who immediately goes straight to criticism. Like, I hit a rep PR. I did 260 for three on bench the other day, and someone just comments, "Ooh, you're bouncing it off your chest. Yikes." Shut up, bro. They have a Beavis and Butthead profile picture, and then they don't have anything. Like, I clicked on like their profile or their channel, didn't have anything posted. Like, what's the point in commenting that? But it doesn't, like, stuff like that doesn't bother me. I could literally get nothing but hate comments on what I post, and I'll still continue to post it just because I enjoy doing what I do. And if anything, negative comments kind of ag me on to do it more because I'm like, imagine if I make it doing this. Like, imagine if I make it. Like, what are the people in the comments gonna think one day? I don't know. That's just something like. I don't know if it's. I don't know. That's just kind of my mentality with it. But yeah, just stuff like that, man. You're always gonna have some conniving little weirdo in your ear saying something annoying, but don't let that hold you back. Like I said, um, but this is kind of what I wanted to talk about today. I wanted to post something for my rest day. I was like, what's a topic I could post about? And then that guy commented that, and I was like, I know exactly what I'm gonna comment, or not comment, what I'm gonna post about. But yeah, that's today's video. I'm about to go live. We're about to stream some Minecraft, so excited for that. Um, but yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, like, comment, or subscribe. We're on the road to 500 subs, and y'all have a good day.